Even Ferrari itself admits that the job of replacing the mighty F12 was an unusually tough one. But replace it they have with a car called the 812 Superfast. And good grief have they done some kind of a job. As ever, the engine and gearbox lie at the heart of the £253,000 812 Superfast. Its V12 having swollen to 6.5 litres to produce 800 horsepower or 788 brake horsepower. The 7-speed dual-clutch gearbox has also been comprehensively uprated with shorter overall gearing and faster than ever shift times. But it's the 812's chassis and its aerodynamic package that have received the biggest makeovers. So much so, says Ferrari, that we should really think of the Superfast as an all-new car, not a replacement for one that's gone before. It's still a front mid-engined rear-drive car in fundamental terms, just like the F12 was. But in this case, there's also rear-wheel steering, torque variable electric power steering, a third-generation electronic diff, a brand new form of traction control, plus a development of Ferrari's side-slip control system that was pioneered on the mid-engine cars. The 812 also weighs 60 kilograms less than the F12 and, says Ferrari, generates much more downforce, but also significantly less drag than its predecessor. Thanks to new active and passive aerodynamic systems that include a partially blown diffuser beneath the car. So it's an extremely technical, extremely serious piece of kit, with an awful lot of new toys in its box to help it A, stick to the road like glue, and B, hit 62 miles an hour from rest in just 2.9 seconds, and more astonishingly, 124 miles an hour from rest in just 7.9 seconds, before maxing out at 211 miles an hour. So what's it like to drive then? Well, stay tuned, as they say, and we'll find out.
God, you do feel just so privileged on days like this. You come to Fiorano, they chuck you the keys to an 812 Superfast and just say, off you go, track's yours for an hour. Unbelievable. This thing has got an awful lot of tech on it, as we found out from the intro. And just the interesting thing is going to be finding out whether the tech works with you and doesn't intrude too much electronically and or digitally on the driving experience. I kind of find it almost impossible to believe that it isn't, because you know, you've got the rear wheel steering, you've got this drift, diff, you've got variable torque on the new electric power steering, and God knows what else. Oh yeah, and the small matter of 800 horsepower underneath your right foot, and over 700 newton meters of torque in a car that weighs 1,630 kilograms with fluids. 1525 dry is what they claim for the weight. So I'm in race mode for the time being. which is a fairly fruity setting, but by no means the fruitiest of all. But what it means is you do get full use of all the toys. So the diff is doing as much as it possibly can for you. The steering is trying to help you out. Yeah, I can feel it doing something a bit cool through there for sure. My God, it feels fast in a straight line. Absolutely. Jesus. Excuse my French. Wow, there is quite a little bit of movement at the back actually. It's not float, but it doesn't feel absolutely nailed. But then, no, it's just you kind of expect these things just to feel absolutely pinned through every corner. And it is ultimately a matter of physics going on. Right. What a motor. I mean, the only thing I'm feeling here that's a bit odd electronically is the steering almost hyper reacting when I'm wanting to turn in. It's kind of, that must be the rear wheel steering as much as anything. Just trying to help out. If it detects a whiff of understeer, the system, the rear wheel steering starts to try and help you out. Right, okay, let's get it into slightly more playful mode, which is CT off. I'm short shifting though. Looks like I haven't got the balls for it just yet. It's kind of like the rear end up at the top of fourth gear there. Wow, it really does stop nicely. It slide nicely. No, because I've still got the ESP on there. The gearbox in this thing is just epic. They reckon the upshifts are 30% quicker than in an F12 and the downshifts are 40% quicker. And the gearing is slightly shorter than in the F12. Oh, it does want to light the rear end up pretty much immediately if you get funky with the throttle. Oh, man. It is so quick, this thing. It does feel quite lively, I have to admit. Wow. I'm not going full chat past the pits, it just looks dangerous, quite honest. Yeah, sorry, where were we? We were talking about the gearbox. 30% quicker upshift, 40% quicker downshift. And throughout the ratios, the gearing is shorter than in the F12. So if you put that together, with a 60 odd kilogram weight reduction, 800 horsepower, shorter gearing, faster gear changes, more torque. It's a madman, this thing. 260,000 quid worth of madness is what the 812 Superfast is. And I tell you what, they certainly got the name right. I'm really looking forward to driving this thing out on the road, which is what we do next. That's what the 812 Superfast is like to drive on the track, and utterly sensational it is too. Although it does fundamentally, as I've already said, it does fundamentally feel very much like a road car. So this is where Ferrari has built the 812 Superfast to deliver its best goods. Does it? Well yes, in a straight line it does, because this engine is just utterly magnificent. But the really impressive thing about the 812 is the suspension, and they're not fibbing when they say that they've set this car up to be fundamentally used and primarily used on the road. You've got this option where you press the button down here and it comes up with bumpy road, but forget that. Just dial the suspension and the steering and the race and the Tino button back to race, and it really does behave beautifully on the road. The traction it's got, considering it's got 800 horsepower, is utterly flipping ludicrous. I mean, okay, I'm now going to dial everything off. So it says even the ESC is off now. This is full B's in second gear, and yes, there is a bit of the kind of heroic opposite lockness going on, but not much, because it's really putting its power down quite brilliantly. And this new E-Pass steering system, it works really nicely on the track, but if anything, I think it works better still on the road, because the way it manages to damp all this interference out on this very crummy road surface, it's just amazing. It really is. There is really proper depth of refinement to the chassis. Awesome V12 soundtrack that accompanies your every move. You cannot help but get utterly carried away in this car, as I am doing. Jeepers creepers. What are the other things it does well, apart from sound great, go like stink, stop brilliantly, the brakes are wonderful, and change gear just better than I think any road car has ever changed gear. I know that's quite a long list of compliments to pay it. One of the things I'm not so sure about is the way it looks. I think it's a bit fussy, but that's completely subjective. Other people might think it's the most beautiful thing on earth. Other than that though, this thing is pretty special. Maybe that should be a stationary. Either way, you just gotta love it. I absolutely adore this thing.
As we said at the beginning, the 812 Superfast really is some piece of work, even if its styling isn't quite to everyone's taste. Just how they'll top it in another 5 or 6 years' time is hard, if not impossible, to imagine. But then that's what being Ferrari is all about. Pushing the boundaries, stretching the possibilities, producing cars that keep on getting faster, more efficient, and just better than ever to drive. Roll on the 899.